welcome to a fresh new episode of Science Monitor, our weekly update on all that is happening in the field of science and technology in and around the country. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. Let us take a look at the headlines first. Water for Crops review meeting assesses the largest Indo-EU collaborative project. More trees, more groundwater, demonstrate IISc researchers. Making Hoa made easy. Modified boiler to the rescue. And in our In Focus segment today, we will discuss about collaboration in science and some of the international joint research projects. And now news in detail. Indian economy rests largely on agriculture. But harsh summers and lack of water has been a major issue affecting our farmlands in recent years. This, according to experts, can be easily tackled by reusing wastewater from industries and other sources. And this is also what Water for Crops, the largest collaborative project between India and EU, focuses on. The project, whose review was recently conducted following 4 years of success, is a major step towards addressing water scarcity in agriculture. Let us see this report.
Agriculture is one of the major sectors that consumes a lot of water and is adversely affected by lack of it. Reusing water can be a crucial step towards solving the water problem faced by the farmlands in many parts of the world, including India. It was with this objective that European Union and DBT India co-funded a project called Water for Crops, integrating bio-treated wastewater reuse with enhanced water use efficiency to support the green economy in EU and India in 2012. While the project completed 4 years this year, a review meeting was held during 15th to 17th June in New Delhi to assess the progress and to evaluate the technologies developed under this program. The meeting, chaired by the Honorable Minister of State, Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Shri Y.S. Chaudhary, was attended by all the Indian and EU coordinators along with Secretary DBT Professor K. Vijay Raghavan and EU Ambassador H.E. Thomas Kozlowski. Water for Crops, one of the largest EU-India collaborative projects, aims to resolve the issues of water management using a multidisciplinary approach and develop technologies for efficiently treating wastewater and utilizing low-quality industrial and municipal wastewater for agriculture.
EU-India collaborations are extremely wide. We in India have the unusual ability to understand our problems and to solve them. Our partnership does now grow to actually preventing problems from happening, and there's tremendous opportunity there, and only by international partnership can we have both speed and quality in such endeavors. The EU-India water partnership is going to be a very, very major collaborative effort, and by water we mean actually both treatment, availability of water and availability of clean water, and then consequences on agriculture and on people's lives.
Under this project, many technologies have been developed which has shown remarkable success in reducing water scarcity and making wastewater safe for reuse in agriculture. The technologies developed have reduced the chemical oxygen demand in wastewater by 30 to 92% and has increased yields of crop like okra, brinjal and chili by 14 to 40%. The participants of the EU consortium include 21 partners from 8 countries, while the India-based consortium consists of 11 research and development partners led by the International Crops Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics.
With massive land areas cleared of forest covers, the world has also witnessed a fall in groundwater level. It is known that trees play a major role in preventing wastage of rainwater as runoff and replenishing the water table. The miraculous rise of water table from a depth of 200 feet to 10 feet in the IISc campus demonstrates how trees are crucial for groundwater retention.
Human population and activities are increasing worldwide. Parallelly, groundwater levels and forest covers are decreasing. In the recent years, depleting groundwater table has emerged as a major concern, resulting in drought and lack of drinkable water in many parts of the world, including India. The solution to decreasing groundwater can be simple: planting more trees. Yes, it is proved that roots of vegetation make soil pervious and helps in the absorption and percolation of rainwater, thus enriching the water table. Proving the importance of tree covers is replenishing underground water is the mini forest adjoining the Centre of Ecological Sciences at the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. The 2-acre man-made forest has been planted by a group of researchers under the guidance of Dr. T.V. Ramachandran to study the adaptability of plant species of Western Ghats in urban conditions. It is observed that while the groundwater table at IISc before the project began was 200 feet deep, after the establishment of forest cover, water table has raised to a mere 10 feet depth.
We have created the water bodies, and also we have created a forest of about 2 hectares with the 45 species from Western Ghats and about 500 individuals. And also I have monitored the groundwater table in the last 25 years, which shows that earlier groundwater table was about 150 feet or 170 feet. Today we get the water in this region at the height of about 10 to 15 feet, which essentially highlights that if we have the green cover with a native vegetation in the landscape, naturally that landscape will have the ability to retain the water and also treat the water. So because of that, people will have the groundwater and which is uncontaminated.
This clearly demonstrates how vegetation is crucial to replenishing groundwater. According to experts, vegetation holds the water filling in the saturated zone first, followed by the second layer above the saturated zone, known as widow zone. The runoff seen in the monsoon is a phenomenon which occurs only when both the layers are filled. In the absence of trees, most of the rainwater is wasted as runoffs. The mini forest of IISc, which hosts about 40 different species of Western Ghat plants, has also been observed to reduce the surrounding temperature by 2 degrees Celsius, clearly showing that plants have a major impact on the microclimate of a region. Inspired by the success, the effort is being replicated by few other departments of the institute as well as some of the private institutions in Bangalore city.
Khoa or thickened milk is a major ingredient of many delicious delicacies. While nothing may compare to the taste of thickened milk, the process of making thickened milk is not easy and consumes a lot of fuel and water. But now, a modified boiler, a brainchild of Mr. Subhash Ola, is set to change the scenario. Let us see this report.
Besides curd and cheese, another important product derived from milk is khoya or mava, also known as thickened or condensed milk. Thickened milk is one of the major ingredients of many savories and lip-smacking dishes. Traditionally, khoya is made by heating milk in an open iron pan until it takes a thick, concentrated form. But today, instead of heating in open flames, the milk is thickened using steam, a process that consumes plenty of water, wood and electricity. But what if the steam can be reused to produce khoya? This was the idea that struck Mr. Subhash Ola of Alwar, Rajasthan, following which he has developed a modified boiler to manufacture khoya.
बॉयलर को चलाते हैं, चलाने के बाद जो स्टीम बनती है, स्टीम को हम कंडेंस करके ना और दोबारा बॉयलर के अंदर देते हैं। जैसे कि स्टीम 130 डिग्री के स्टीम को हम किसी भी प्रोडक्ट के अंदर देते हैं, उसको वापस 150, 100 या 90 की टेम्परेचर को वापस बॉयलर को रिड्यूस कर देते हैं और बॉयलरों में वो ड्रॉप कर देते हैं। 30 से 40% फ्यूल सेविंग की जाती है, पानी की 90% बचत की जाती है। इस वजह से टेक्सटाइल के अंदर, प्लाईवुड के अंदर और मावा मेकर के अंदर हमारे प्रोडक्ट लगे हुए हैं। मावा मेकर के तो 150 से 200 प्रोडक्ट लगे हुए हैं, प्लाईवुड के अंदर 3 से 4 प्रोडक्ट लगे हुए हैं और टेक्सटाइल के अंदर हमारे 5-7 प्रोडक्ट लगे हुए हैं।
The modified boiler comes with a leak-proof system that ensures complete usage of fuel and prevents fuel wastage compared to normal boilers. In this modified version, steam circulates repeatedly between the boiler, pan and condenser and hence doesn't require additional fuel or water. Once the water heats to a temperature of 130 degrees and produce steam, the same steam can be reused by returning it to the boiler at 90 to 100 degrees Celsius. Currently, this modified boiler is used to make jaggery along with thickened milk. In addition, it is also becoming popular in textile, plywood, paper, leather and dye industries. This technology, which recycles steam, not only saves fuel but also a lot of water.
And right now we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more science news. Keep watching Science Monitor. Welcome back after the break. You're watching Science Monitor. Let us now have a look at some important science and technology activities happening in India and abroad in our next segment, Science Express.
In one of the biggest discoveries of recent times, researchers from California Institute of Technology have spotted the first evidence of a molecule with two mirror image twins in interstellar space. The molecule, called propylene oxide and used to make polyethylene plastics, was found in a gas cloud called Sagittarius B2 North, located 28,000 light years away from Earth. Researchers consider the discovery important as it may shed light on how complex molecules with mirror images that ultimately led to life on Earth are formed. In yet another interesting discovery, a man named Jack Conway in Ireland have stumbled upon buried butter that is estimated to be more than 2,000 years old. The butter, known as bog butter, made from cow's milk and buried in a bog with the consistency of cheese, has been estimated to be more than 2,000 years old by the Cavan Museum. Such discoveries of bog butter are common for turf cutters in Ireland, as a 3,000-year-old, 3-foot-wide barrel stuffed with 77 pounds of bog butter was found in 2009 also. In an exciting news for wildlife enthusiasts, officials at Gir National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary, Gujarat, have declared that they are expecting a spike in numbers of Asiatic lions this year, as at least 5 lionesses are pregnant. According to forest officials, the population would increase as 15 to 18 cubs are expected to born this year.
8 दिनों में जो हमें सूचनाएं या तो हमारे पास जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है, उनमें से एक प्राइड में जो 6 लायनेस है, उसमें से 5 लायनेस गर्भवती है, यानी कि प्रेग्नेंट है। तो अगर वो बच्चा देगी तो ऑन एन एवरेज 2 से 3 बच्चा, कभी कभी 4 भी दे सकती हैं और रेयरली कभी 5 भी दे सकती हैं। तो ऑन एन एवरेज अगर हम 3 को भी पकड़े तो एक प्राइड में 15 नई रिक्रूट होने की संभावना है।
This is indeed a gladdening news as the country is putting major efforts towards conservation of rare Asiatic lions, which are threatened by poachers and expanding human population.
When we talk about scientists, the first image that flashes is that of a scholarly individual holed up in a laboratory alone, solving challenging problems. While this was a scenario a few years back, times have changed. In this era of networking, scientists can no longer remain isolated. Today, some of the largest and most successful scientific endeavors are based on international collaborations. In our In Focus segment today, we'll discuss about some of the largest international joint projects that are changing the world.
History of modern science is interesting and intriguing. In the early times, until a few decades back, science was purely an individual pursuit. Interactions, if any, was limited to professor-student association. But slowly, science has diverged into multiple new specialities. Also, scientists have realized the need of working with each other as a team to solve complex problems which requires expertise in multiple disciplines. Today, collaborative research is the trend. Presently, science sans boundaries and scientists are collaborating with their international counterparts to solve challenging research problems. While there are numerous examples of large international joint research projects, perhaps the earliest endeavor at large-scale collaborative research must have been the Manhattan Project, which led to the development of atom bomb. The Manhattan Project of 1939, which aimed at furthering the research on nuclear chain reactions and developing the first atomic bomb, involved some of the greatest minds in physics, including Robert Oppenheimer, Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, Edward Teller, Enrico Fermi, Hans Bethe, Richard Feynman, David Bohm, and many more, along with thousands of engineers and support staff. A second, but much well-known example of large international joint project is the famous Human Genome Project during 1990 to 2003. The Human Genome Project has enabled the scientists to read the entire genetic code of humans and get to the roots of many human diseases. The Large Hadron Collider, world's largest and most powerful particle collider, has been built by the European Organization for Nuclear Research between 1998 and 2008 in collaboration with over 10,000 scientists and engineers from over 100 countries, as well as hundreds of universities and laboratories. The experiments on elementary physics that are run using LHC, which has led to the discoveries like the Higgs boson particle, are large international joint projects, involves experts and students from various member countries, including India. Another striking example of international scientific collaboration is 16 nations partnering to build and operate the International Space Station as a world-class research center in space. Researchers and astronauts of participating nations are trying to solve crucial problems in medicine, ecology, and other areas of science. The Consultative Group on International Agricultural Research Collaboration, a venture that aims to address the issues of poverty and food insecurity through sustainable agriculture. Today, thousands of researchers work under the banner of UN Environment Programs and the World Meteorological Organization to identify, understand, and communicate the seriousness of the threat to the ozone layer. Similar are the collaborative projects taken by experts of WHO with healthcare providers worldwide to terminate serious infections like polio, chickenpox, and AIDS. Today, India has joint research programs running with many countries like Germany, Russia, US, Canada, UK, Norway, Finland, and others.
We have national missions which are focused on societal needs. For example, Swachh Bharat. Now, Swachh Bharat is a program. The scientific component of this program cannot be addressed only by domain science, for example, only by chemistry, only by physics. So we have to combine all of these sciences in order to solve societal problems. All of this requires multidimensional knowledge, requires multidimensional capacity. And so these all things are, these things are of global interest, not only for India.
These are but a few examples of some of the international joint research programs of the world. Today, no science can be solitary and needs to be integrated with other streams to come up with an application. Hence, collaborative ventures are a must to address complex global problems.
Well, that is all for this episode of Science Monitor. Do tell us how do you like our program. You can send your feedback and suggestions. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar, C24, Qutub Institutional Area, New Delhi 110016. Well, that is all for today. We'll be back with fresh news stories on science and technology again next week. Till then, stay tuned to Rajya Sabha TV and think scientific. Bye-bye.